tonight.
It's more than supporting our farmers, it's befriending our farmers and understanding what their needs are as friends.
Coming together to improve London's food supply. Plus, a routine hockey game turned nightmare, how a local teen is using his story to raise awareness of a life-changing training. And a princely visit.
You just talked to him. I practically called him Harry.
The Duke of Sussex was in Toronto to meet with the country's oldest veterans.
CTV News with Lauren Stallone.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. We begin tonight in St. Thomas, where civic leaders have just learned providing water needs to the new PowerCo plant will cost about $400 million. As CTV's Brian Bicknell tells us, they are worried it could sink municipal finances.
It's a water bill that no one anticipated.
We would need to double the capacity of the plant, and that's about a $400 million investment that we just didn't plan for because we weren't expecting it for another 30 years.
The Elgin Area Water Board has written to the Ministers of Economic Development and Environment expressing financial concerns. According to Regional Water Director Andrew Henry, the latest water use forecast for the PowerCo plant under construction in St. Thomas is 20 million liters per day, up from the initial forecast of 13 million in 2023. What it means is a water system upgrade to the tune of $400 million is required, and for it to be done decades sooner than planned.
The PowerCo is about 20% of the existing capacity is what they're looking for. And while we could supply PowerCo in the very short term, the other industries that are coming shortly thereafter, we're going to be struggling to make sure that we have enough water for them.
Elgin Water Board Chair Pete Barber says the only source of revenue is the water rate. So member municipalities would likely end up taking out long-term debt.
For a smaller municipality to take on significant debt may impact their ability to do other projects. To do roads, sewers, buy a fire truck.
Right now, London is the largest of 8 municipalities to take water from this plant, making up about 50% of what comes out of this site and absorbing 50% of the cost. But that could soon change with the addition of PowerCo and other industries.
Theoretically, they could be saddled with a $200 million debt. Should PowerCo go ahead with their expectations of water consumption, that 50% could conceivably be shifted to St. Thomas.
In a statement to CTV News, PowerCo said, in part, as we build this generational project, we're working closely with our municipal and regional partners to ensure these communities continue to thrive sustainably. This includes support for infrastructure such as water system upgrades. In Elgin County, Brian Bicknell, CTV News.
One of the world's oldest ballparks is about to get a makeover. St. Thomas City Council has decided what to do with the historic grandstand at Emley Field after staff deemed it unsafe. Brent Lale reports.
The 87-year-old grandstand at historic Emley Field needs an overhaul. With cracked concrete, roof joists, and steel beams damaged, St. Thomas City staff have closed it until repairs ensure public safety.
It has heritage to it. It has accessibility to it. It has a lot of things and reasons why we have to look at it. But it's also a budgetary concern.
A report to council said the grandstand will cost $800,000 to repair or $1.2 million to tear down and reconstruct. Some councillors threw out some ideas.
What if we used Emley Field for more concert? We used Emley Field for other revenue pieces too. Is there a chance for sponsorship?
With no longer any inter-county baseball teams in the city, minor baseball is the main tenant. They'd like a seat at the table when discussing its future.
Certainly our preferred option is to maintain the existing grandstand, but there are parks around Lacoste Park in Windsor, as well as parks in Sarnia. They have some really nice grandstands that are newer, more modern, but the historic side of that big grandstand is sort of what we would be looking for. If there would be a way to incorporate some new seating into it, that would be a great add to any project.
When we build an arena, we certainly go to the hockey folks and say, what are you doing? How are you doing? We build a huge soccer complex like our 1Password Park. We talked with the soccer folks. Let's make sure everybody who has an opinion gets it in. We're looking at a way to collect feedback and do public consultation better without it taking months.
The decision on what to do with one of the oldest ballparks in Canada will be part of the budgetary process next month. Brent Lale, CTV News.
Residents in Old North are mobilizing to help find solutions to traffic concerns they say are growing quickly. Jerry Dewan has more.
It was June, and a crossing guard was standing on the sidewalk near the intersection of St. James and Cockburn when a collision in the intersection sent a car careening in her direction. She was sent to hospital and hasn't been able to return to work.
It really galvanized people to work together, and that's why our group came together to advocate and work with the city.
Teresa McClellan has come together with other Old North residents to form ACTION, which stands for Advocates for Calmer Traffic in Old North. One of their first acts was to conduct a survey, getting input on the traffic issues in the neighborhood.
We got 235 people from the community responding that really kind of showed that we have really overwhelming consensus. There is a problem.
They point to higher traffic volumes on the main thoroughfares, which leads to more cut-through traffic. They feel that also creates impatience, more aggressive driving, and higher speeds. They've identified areas of concerns and some possible solutions. As an example, there are a series of four-way stops along Cockburn, but that's not the case at St. James. The ACTION members say consistency may be a key.
We have ideas in mind, but we're not a team of traffic engineers, and we know we need to eventually work with the city toward implementing true solutions.
The survey showed, there's an overwhelming sense of a lack of safety. Everybody here, it's palpable, and that's only going to get worse.
McClellan also believes traffic ballers like the ones just a block away at St. James and Waterloo may have protected the crossing guard.
We know the community is very eager for action, and we're hearing that, and we understand that, but we do want to make sure that we don't do anything, too quickly without thinking it through thoroughly, and that there's unintended consequences with that.
The city is about to launch the Old North Traffic Management Study and have hired a consultant to gather data and get feedback.
We're going to be putting up a Get Involved website to allow people to provide feedback through there, as well as get updates on the study. We're creating a feedback forum so people can provide information that way, and there's actually a lot of ongoing correspondence we're already having with members of the community as well.
A meeting to give the community insights on the analysis will take place in the new year. While specific modifications may take time, Grady says everything is on the table.
There's lots of different things that it could and may include, but I certainly expect some traffic calming measures in there. There could be things that limit certain turning movements and other measures that might help mitigate some of that cut-through traffic.
And Grady says ultimately every driver should make public safety their top priority. Jerry Dewan, CTV News.
Those who put food on our tables came together today with the goal of improving our local food supply. Here's CTV's Sean Irvin.
In this room are some of the people responsible for what's on your dinner plate. They are farmers, politicians, activists, academics, and agri-food business leaders. All are here at the request of the Middlesex London Food Policy Council.
What we want to do is understand better, from their point of view, what would it take to really improve resilience in the sectors to ensure that more people are getting fed by healthy, locally sourced, resilient food.
Improving access to fresh food for those facing hardship is only part of the mandate. The group is out to listen to everyone, from food entrepreneurs to those putting seeds in the ground. All get a chance to be heard.
It's more than supporting our farmers, it's befriending our farmers and understanding what their needs are as friends.
This panel of farmers representing a spectrum from large acreage to community fields found common ground on the challenges of feeding the region. Each is grappling with affordable ways to grow organically and sustainably.
As a farmer myself, supply chains are really challenging when you're on a small scale, trying to get your local food products into the city.
But through newfound cooperation, political leaders have confidence.
Like with anything, there's some silos, and I think we need to break those down and see how we can work together to have a more integrated food system that everyone can access.
But will the ideas jotted down here translate into more food for all of us?
But we're feeling optimistic that good change is possible when we put our heads together.
In London, Sean Irvin, CTV News.
Mission Services of London is hoping shoppers will help scan away hunger this holiday season, one meal at a time. CTV's Nick Paparella reports.
For the 31st year, Mission Services wants Londoners to give. This season, they'd like you to add $4.49 to your grocery bill. It will buy a meal for someone in need in our community.
All of the donations to the Scan Away Hunger campaign go to Mission Services of London's Emergency Shelters and Addiction Treatment Center. So it goes to our Men's Mission, which is our 111-bed emergency shelter for men, our Roth Home Family Shelter, which serves up to 20 families at a time, and Quinton Warner House, our Addiction Treatment Center for men, which is 4 months long, and a live-in program.
During the 6-week campaign, Scan Away Hunger is hoping to collect more than $200,000.
Mission Services of London is always working to meet need at the point of need in our community, however that may look like. So when you donate to Scan Away Hunger, you're coming alongside us and also individuals, families, men, women, and children who are experiencing homelessness in the London area.
This time around, donations can be made at 4 London locations, including Remart, Tremblett's, or Drew's Your Independent Grocers, or the Mission Store on York Street. You can also give online.
Yes, giving online has been really popular for Scan Away Hunger in recent years. So if you just go onto our website, you'll find that there's a page there for Scan Away Hunger, or there's a Give Now button up in the corner, and you can make your donation there.
The Scan Away Hunger campaign is on now until December 17th.
The need is great right now. We see that every single year. So that's why campaigns like this, Scan Away Hunger, are so important for us. Mission Services of London serves up to 500 meals per day across our emergency shelters and addiction treatment centers. So Scan Away Hunger is very helpful for us year round.
Nick Paparella, CTV News.
We are live on location tonight at the Hunt Club for the Channer's Charity Fashion Show. We are joined by the lovely Trudy Channer. Thank you for joining us. Tonight's fashion show is in support of a charity very close to your heart. Trudy, tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it is actually, Julie. My husband, Peter, lost his sister, Mary, at 37 years of age, and then sadly, his niece at 21. So we're very committed to fueling research here in London to hopefully end this disease.
And tonight's show, obviously in support of ovarian cancer research, the money stays right here in our community. Tell us, where does that money go?
The money goes to the Translational Ovarian Cancer Unit at LHSC, and every penny stays in London, which is what we're most proud of, so that we can start researching, hiring researchers. Dr. Shepard does amazing things with the money that we give him.
And you've been doing this fashion show for 9 years. How much money have you raised?
We've raised, as of tonight, $450,000. Pretty incredible.
It is incredible, and we're in one of the areas right now. This is the Paris area. There are different areas. The fashion show will get underway at about 7 o'clock.
That's right. Yes, you can come and dine in Paris, Italy, or the Polo Bar in New York. So we're giving everyone quite an adventure tonight.
All right, and all of this in support of ovarian cancer research. Again, thank you so much, Trudy Channer, for joining us this evening.
Thank you, Julie.
Thanks for that, Julie. Fire officials are setting the record straight about a house explosion in Perth County on Halloween. Around noon, fire crews were called to an explosion and fire at a home in Fullerton. Crews arrived to find significant damage to the residence with visible signs of an explosion and a small fire. Once the fire was put out, investigators determined the explosion came from inside the home and was related to the propane fuel distribution system. They say the explosion was not intentional or criminal and was an isolated incident. No one was home at the time of the explosion. London police have charged 8 men following an online sting targeting people looking for sexual services. Undercover officers posed as minors during the 2-day operation last week. Police say the suspect knew the person they were communicating with was under 18. All 8 accused have been released with future court dates. Police are searching for suspects wanted in connection to a serious West London assault. They say early Tuesday morning, a man entered a women's home in the Oxford and Fiddler's Green Road area. According to police, the suspect woke the woman, assaulted her, tied her up, and threatened her with a knife. Police say the woman escaped the home later that night and ran to a nearby home. She was treated for injuries. A child in the home was not hurt. Police say the suspect and victim know each other. 42-year-old Tandat May of London has been charged by way of warrant with a long list of charges. A routine hockey game turned into a life-threatening emergency for a local teenager who is now sharing his story to help raise awareness about a life-saving training. CTV's Rita Ismail has more on Stop the Bleed.
This is the moment when a routine hockey game quickly turned into a parent's nightmare. 14-year-old Tyler Thorpe suffered a life-threatening injury on the ice.
Tried to get the puck and both our centermen just fell and the skate came up and just cut me. It was a really scary moment. I was cut right here, and then when they were doing my surgeries, they had to open this up because the tendon moved down.
I saw all the blood and Tyler, and it was very scary, very scary.
Luckily for Tyler, the trainer for the opposing team was Dr. James Menlove, an emergency medicine physician from St. Thomas Elgin General Hospital.
He put pressure on my wrist and didn't take pressure off the whole time. So, he did it when I was in the change room, and he kept pressure when I was moved to the hospital.
Life-threatening bleeding can be fatal within 4 to 5 minutes if not controlled. That's why London Health Sciences Centre's trauma program offers Stop the Bleed, a free community training program that teaches the public how to manage severe bleeding before paramedics arrive.
I think Stop the Bleed is one of the most important programs that we do. Major life-threatening bleeding happens outside the hospital all the time. We are able to train and teach people who have no medical background in about an hour to an hour and a half using the Stop the Bleed program to control life-threatening bleeding.
Tyler has since undergone 2 surgeries at LHSC's Children's Hospital to repair his injuries and is now recovering well and continues to play hockey.
Thankfully, we did have a doctor there taking good care of Tyler. But what if we didn't?
After Tyler's injury, his hockey team's coaches and trainers completed the Stop the Bleed program. His mother hopes more sports teams will follow.
I have contacted London Junior Knights. I have contacted Alliance and Hockey Canada and told them about the program. I am hoping that every organization will take this on.
LHSC says as a priority, they have identified fundraising to support having Stop the Bleed kits available everywhere there is an AED. Rita Ismail, CTV News.
Still ahead, a government shutdown is forcing the U.S. to reduce the volume of air traffic. We'll tell you how that will impact Canadian travelers. And as Remembrance Day approaches, Prince Harry pays a visit to Canadian veterans in Toronto.
Download the CTV News app and stay on top of local stories as they unfold.
We begin tonight with Ontario's latest.
Customize your feed and watch live wherever you are. ctvlondon.ca, your home for news.
The Ford government has released its fall economic statement and is projecting a smaller deficit than in the spring. Siobhan Morris has the details.
U.S. tariffs cast a dark shadow on Queen's Park and the latest fiscal outlook. Recycling the title of the spring budget, the plan to protect Ontario shows a lot of downward trends. The deficit is $1 billion smaller than projected in the spring, but it's down arrows for economic growth, employment, and housing starts. The finance minister says these trying times call for a steady hand.
They demand that we protect our workers and businesses and national industries from uncertainty.
But there are few new investments here for Ontario residents and businesses under strain. There is $100 million more for a fund to help smaller businesses reach new markets. There's an expansion of a manufacturing tax credit. A $5 billion fund announced in the spring has only paid out $100 million to Algoma Steel.
We've been in the process of adjudicating those applications, and we'll be having some announcements real soon.
Not enough for the opposition. They want to know if there are strings attached to that provincial help.
Workers and their families are lying awake at night worrying about layoffs and plant closures. This premier still has no jobs plan.
The minister says the government acted back in the spring.
$30 billion of tariff supports, $9 billion in deferrals, $2 billion of WSIB rebates that are flowing to businesses so they can stay open, they can meet payroll and compete.
This plan makes official promises of $1 billion more for home care and a tax break for first-time homebuyers on some new homes. But with a predicted economic cool down ahead,
the minister continues either to be deluded or to not being transparent when he forecasts a path to balance in 2027-28.
As the government builds new highways and contemplates a tunnel under the 401, it's ending the practice of setting greenhouse gas emission reduction targets.
They don't care about the fact that we're seeing increasing costs and risks associated with unsafe weather events fueled by the climate crisis.
Bethlen Falvey insists they're committed to reducing emissions through things like investing in nuclear energy.
So we're not going to relent, but we're going to focus on outcomes and not targets.
Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
New York, Los Angeles, and Chicago are among 40 American airports slashing airline capacity, a slowdown in flight traffic that could affect Canadian travelers. It's a result of a government shutdown that's now the longest in U.S. history. Heather Wright has more.
It's a standard Thursday at Canada's largest airport, but travelers are bracing for turbulence.
It's really unfortunate.
Transportation officials in the United States plan to slash air traffic by 10% at 40 major airports, including New York, Washington, Chicago, and Los Angeles. Reductions set to begin Friday. The Federal Aviation Administration and U.S. Transportation Department say traffic reduction is necessary to ease pressure on air traffic controllers and security screening agents who have been working without pay during the 36-day U.S. government shutdown.
If I was working, I sure as hell wouldn't want to be working without any pay.
This has worsened staff shortages, caused widespread flight delays and long security lines at American airports. And since many Canadian travelers are bound for U.S. destinations, both passengers and carriers here are expected to feel the pinch.
They're not exempt from this reduction. They will be affected by it. And the question is going to be, what does that mean?
WestJet says so far their operations have not been impacted. We are continuing to monitor the situation and proactively manage our operations to minimize any potential disruptions going forward. While Air Canada says we are monitoring the situation and awaiting more details. Adding, for customers who may be connecting onto U.S. domestic flights operated by our partner United Airlines, we have put in place a goodwill policy to allow them to change or defer their travel with no change fee.
Experts warn even domestic flights could be impacted. For example, a flight from Toronto to Vancouver spends about half of its flight in U.S. airspace. Now, carriers could opt to fly through Canadian skies to avoid any disruptions, but that would add another hour to the length of that flight. Heather Wright, CTV News, Toronto.
A princely visit to the Veterans Center of a Toronto hospital in the days leading up to Remembrance Day. Harry, Duke of Sussex, in the city for a couple of days and meeting with some of the country's oldest former soldiers. CTV's John Venevali-Rao spoke with the King's youngest son in this CTV News exclusive.
The prince's visit took him to Toronto's Sunnybrook Veterans Center, the biggest care facility of its kind in the country.
How old are you now? 500, almost 102.
Here, Prince Harry met with some of the nation's oldest veterans who served in either the Second World War or the Korean War, and the prince seeming to really enjoy himself.
For me, it's the banter. It's the banter, it's the humor, it's the community that they are given here.
Here, veterans are taking part in creative art therapies, where both art and music are used to help vets with their physical and mental health. Brenda Reed, who's 101, thrilled to meet the prince.
He certainly has lots of charm.
You just talk to him. I practically called him Harry.
Prince Harry is, of course, a veteran himself. He did 2 tours of duty in Afghanistan with the British Armed Forces, saying he's just one of a long list of family members to visit veterans here.
My aunt's been here, grandmother's been here, my great-grandmother's been here. So it's a real privilege for me to be able to be here.
The prince helping to paint poppies on a military helmet, one of several being auctioned off by the military charity True Patriot Love.
I just wanted to give you the offer.
And towards the end of the visit, a moment of levity, the prince was presented with a Blue Jays hat. He was widely criticized across the country after being spotted at Dodgers Stadium sporting a Dodgers hat during the World Series.
I would like to apologize to Canada for wearing it. Secondly, I was under duress. There wasn't much choice. I was invited to the LA Dodgers box, or the dugout, by the owner himself, so I was doing what I thought was the polite thing to do. But I'm going to wear this from now on to make sure I don't make any more of those mistakes.
As for the veterans,
it was really special.
They seemed pleased to meet the prince. And for the veterans, the prince's visit was another reminder that their service is not forgotten. John Vanavelli-Rouse, CTV News, Toronto.
Julie Atchison joins us live now with your full weather forecast. Julie?
Thanks so much, Lauren. Yes, we're live on location. We're just outside the Hunt Club. We've taken it outdoors, and it is a beautiful evening. The temperature, though, on the cool side. We're getting close to the freezing mark, but the temperature will start to rise overnight in advance of our next area of low pressure. So today we hit a high of just 7 degrees. Our low temperature +3, comparing that with what's normal. It's our high coming in a bit below. In those records, you can see 21 set back in 1975. And sunset, look at that hour, 5:10. Skies are mainly clear out here right now. The temperature hovering at 2 degrees, and we have a light easterly wind. I can see the moon from where I'm standing. It is definitely glowing bright tonight, that's for sure. We will start to see increasing cloud cover as we head into tomorrow. So our big area of low pressure is off across the American Midwest and through the plains. We have snowfall to the north, some cold air, and some rain in the forecast for us tomorrow. That low pressure area will be driving to the northeast. Now, what I want you to see on this map tonight is the cold air towards Hudson and James Bay. We'll have a couple Arctic cold fronts come through as we head through the weekend, and that will activate the lake effect snow. So there is the potential for some accumulating snow in parts of Midwestern Ontario. So these are our overnight lows. That'll be at about midnight, and then temperatures start to climb as we head toward tomorrow morning. That means it's rain in the forecast this time for us and not snow. There's the fronts coming through. You can see it depicted quite nicely on the satellite. You can see the rainfall as it moves off to the east with some snowfall mixing in towards Quebec, and snow on the forecast in Quebec, and they're going to get some accumulation. Then the winds will shift once again. The next area of low pressure will arrive on Sunday, and this one brings a rain-snow mix. Now, there is some questions on how this low will form in terms of the trajectory of it. Any slight shift or change will change the potential for accumulating snow. So your Friday morning, a wet start to the day, periods of rain. As soon as the fronts are through, we will likely see some peaks of sunshine. Winds will be quite gusty as we head through the day. They will be out of the southwest 30 with gusts of 50. Then by the afternoon, mainly cloudy. Still a chance for some drizzle. Saturday, mainly cloudy, cool at 7 degrees. But it'll be Sunday. That's the game-changing day. 3 degrees, the chance of a rain-snow mix. Again, any change in that low will change precipitation type in southern Ontario. +1 on Monday, the risk of a rain-snow mix in behind this system. The cold air filters in, and Remembrance Day is looking rather raw. Now, Midwestern Ontario, this is a pay-attention forecast for you because there is the potential for accumulating snow heading through the weekend. Environment Canada has issued a moderate risk of some heavy accumulations as we head into Sunday, Monday. So we're going to be keeping a very close eye on that. The lake effect snow machine could get activated as we head into early next week. Remembrance Day is looking quite raw across the region. Now, we are expecting double-digit temperatures for tomorrow. Strong gusty winds out of the southwest, 30 with gusts of 50. Periods of rain arriving in the morning, and then heading into the evening, we're expecting overcast conditions. Saturday doesn't look too bad, although it will be cool, and it will be Sunday where we will see some snowfall, especially in through northern Huron and Perth and Grey Bruce. Now, we are on location tonight at the London Hunt Club, the Channer's Rather fashion show in support of ovarian cancer research. They've already raised $400,000 over the past 9 years, and they are looking to add to that total tonight. So definitely a wonderful evening down here. I'm glad to be back outside. It is actually kind of cool. I think my nose, though, is probably getting a bit red because it is getting quite cool out here, but it's nice with the light winds. I'll send things back to the newsroom.
Thanks for that, Julie. When we return, a lawsuit against Spotify claims bots are being used to artificially inflate the sales of some artists' music.
Tomorrow morning, 8:35, your last chance to win Brad Paisley tickets.
We want you to see him at Canada Life Place Thursday, December 11th. All you got to do is sing it Bad for Brad.
See you then.
The deadline to avoid a strike by WestJet flight attendants is quickly approaching, with the current contract set to expire December 31st. Ahead of that deadline, the Flight Attendants Union has released an animated video to highlight their concerns about working conditions. Flight attendants say they're only compensated for the time that planes are in the air, the same issue that led to a strike by Air Canada flight attendants in August. A bill aimed at ending unpaid work for flight attendants is being considered by the federal government. A class action lawsuit targeting streaming platform Spotify claims Canadian rapper fraudulently collected royalties owed to other artists. As CTV's Adrian Gabriel reports, the suit alleges millions of streams were being artificially boosted, resulting in big payouts to Drake and other artists.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
For Canadian rap royalty Drake, Spotify has been his own hotline to bling, cashing in an estimated $350 million off the streaming service.
And I know when that hotline bling.
Though the scathing lawsuit alleges that Drake has profited off of a fraudulent streaming scheme, the lawsuit is against Spotify. Drake is not being sued, though his name appears in the suit 32 times. The allegations against him paint a roadmap of alleged fraud. Filed in a California district court, the suit states that Spotify knows or should know that music streams for a particular song have been artificially and fraudulently inflated through the use of bots.
If we don't have strict rules and laws around streaming of music, we're going to see a lot of fabricated numbers.
A Spotify spokesperson says the company in no way benefits from the industry-wide challenge of artificial streaming, going on to say they use best-in-class systems to combat it and safeguard artist payouts.
It would benefit them a lot to exaggerate the amount of people that are using the streaming service.
You hating on numbers untouchable, they got the data wrong.
The lawsuit claims that over a 4-day period in 2024, at least 250,000 streams of Drake's song No Face originated in Turkey, but were falsely geomapped through the coordinated use of VPNs in the United Kingdom. In September, Drake became the first artist to reach 120 billion streams on Spotify. The platform pays out royalties through a stream share model where a pool of money is divided based on each artist's total streams.
It's the smaller artists that are being affected the most.
Requests for comment from Drake's representatives have so far gone unanswered. The lawsuit notes that while Drake is being used as an example, there are others. He doesn't stand alone. Adrian Gabriel, CTV News, Toronto.
Canada's main stock index was down as the technology sector tumbled. In Toronto, the TSX lost 235 points, and in New York, the Dow fell 399, while the Nasdaq dropped 446. The Canadian dollar added a modest 0.02 cents today, and on commodity markets, gold fell almost $2 an ounce, and oil lost 17 cents a barrel. Coming up later on CTV News, we will take you inside the brain surgery attempting to eliminate uncontrollable shaking in the hands.
Brad Paisley is bringing the Truck Still Works Tour to Canada Life Place on December 11th. And Pure Country 93 and CTV London have your chance to win. Enter online at ctvlondon.ca for your chance to score a pair of tickets.
We will never forget your bravery, your strength, your sacrifice.
The very best and bravest of our nation, these heroic souls stood on guard for freedom.
Join the CTV News team and me as Canada comes together to remember.
Remembrance Day 2025, Tuesday morning at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific on CTV.
A tentative labor deal has been struck between a local school bus operator and its drivers. First Student Owen Sound and the union representing 105 school bus drivers came to an agreement that avoids a looming strike, which could have started as early as Monday. Wages and unpaid work at the forefront of the conversation, but a deal has not yet been made for school bus drivers in Kincardine. 42 school bus drivers in the area could be walking the picket line unless a deal is struck before Monday. A former MP has been appointed to the London Police Service Board by the province. Mike Wallace represented the riding of Burlington from 2006 until 2015. He has also served on Burlington City Council. Wallace will be sworn in on November 24th. Following 2 years of service cuts, the Durham Hospital is adding 3 new healthcare services. Beginning this month, an outpatient cardiology clinic will be opening in the hospital, supported by 2 doctors from the London Health Sciences Centre. Pediatric mental health services will also be coming to the Durham Hospital this month, and in the new year, a hip and knee replacement clinic will also begin. This comes after the hospital saw all 10 of their inpatient beds move to neighboring hospitals in June of 2024, and their emergency department hours cut in March. The municipality of West Grey declared a municipal state of emergency following the healthcare cuts, but has since revoked it.
Welcome to the London List. I'm Rita Ismail. I'm joined by KP from Virgin Mornings. KP, lots happening in and around the city this weekend. Let's start off with a little bit of hockey action.
Yeah, we're trading the blue and white in for the green and white. Of course, London Knights taking on the Kingston Frontenacs. That's happening at Canada Life Place, and puck drops for that at 7 o'clock on Friday.
Awesome. And if you're looking for a good laugh, a big comedian's in town.
Yeah, he's an OG. Dimitri Martin. He is an American comedian. He's super funny.
Whenever I investigate a smell, I find that the answer is always bad.
He is going to be at Centennial Hall this Friday as well. I believe the show starts at 8 o'clock. Tickets are available for that. It's going to be just a whole lot of fun.
And if you're looking to put a little sparkle in your weekend,
it's the Rock and Gem Show. I see what you did there. I like that, okay? That's happening all weekend at RBC Place. And again, they've got crystals and rocks and gemstones and all the really cool stuff. If you are into that, you can definitely find some really unique gifts for Christmas.
And if you're into food and you're a big foodie, seafood in particular, something for
One of my
as well.
favorite places, the East Coast. They're having a lobster fest. It's all day lobster, like 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. at the Beer Kitchen at 100 Kellogg. And it's just like East Coast vibes. There's going to be some sea shanties, I'm sure. So live music, dancing, and a whole lot of buttery lobster, I'm sure.
Sounds like a deliciously good time. And of course, it's November now, so we can start to talk about Christmas, the Holly Jolly Market.
Yeah, this is a big one every year at the Hellenic Center, and that's happening this weekend as well, Saturday and Sunday. So a lot of really unique gifts, stocking stuffers, delicious food and treats too. So definitely you're going to want to check that one out.
And of course, we have something for the music lovers, a big act coming into town.
Yeah, so big. They're doing back-to-back shows at Centennial Hall. It's the Beaches. They're an all-girl group, and they're just so good. They're such a great band. Like, they really do crush live performances. So they're actually from Toronto, the Beaches area, hence their name. So you're going to want to check that one out at Sunday, and Monday. Both shows back-to-back at Centennial Hall.
Should be a good time. Thanks so much, KP. That's it for this week's London List.
Tomorrow, it's London's first new public housing build in almost 50 years. We'll take you on a tour of the brand new reimagined Southdale. That's tomorrow at 6.
Some beautiful sunshine today. Thank you so much, Lori, for sending this photo in. The weather turns heading into your Friday. We have rain in the forecast Friday morning. We will see a break in the afternoon, but expect some gusty winds. Mainly cloudy on Saturday and the chance of a rain-snow mix heading into Sunday. We could see the first flakes of snow moving into the region this weekend.
The federal Conservative Party is losing another MP. Alberta Conservative MP Matt Genereux is resigning as a member of Parliament. In the statement, Genereux does not elaborate on why he is resigning. His resignation from Parliament comes one day after he shut down speculation that he may be considering crossing the floor to the Liberals. A bit of a scare today during a White House announcement on weight loss drug prices for Americans.
But today you okay? Gordon, you okay?
Gordon Finley, an executive with Novo Nordisk, collapsed during the Oval Office event. The news conference quickly ended and reporters were escorted from the room. President Trump later saying that Finley was fine and getting doctor's care. Now to a life-changing encounter with a surgeon. A CTV cameraman who suffers from essential tremors that cause uncontrollable shaking in his hands underwent brain surgery tonight. CTV's Omar Sachedina takes us inside the OR for a rare look at the operation.
You wouldn't know it by looking at him, but for years, Kirk Neff's been silently suffering. He's an award-winning cinematographer who has traveled the world, from interviewing a prime minister to a prince to capturing the bounty of the Canadian Arctic.
I think about it all the time. I worry that I'm going to ruin the shot.
For years, he's battled a neurological condition called essential tremors. The uncontrollable shaking starts when he reaches for an object or engages in a fine motor skill like writing. That's different from Parkinson's patients who shake even in resting position.
When I was 16 years old, I noticed that I had these little shakes. I didn't really know what it was, but I started taking pills and they gave me stuff for it and it never really worked. I love my job. Like, I love telling stories. I love telling people stories, and I wonder, like, what else would I do? Like, what else would I do? I have to adjust with certain things.
To keep doing it, he's built his own kit and tweaked it over the years. Rigs and gimbals that help keep his shots steady.
Now the handles take more of the brunt of my shake.
But a chance meeting with a neurosurgeon while Kirk was on an assignment gave him the hope he'd given up on.
I put the mic and told her, and she immediately looked at me and said,
I can fix that.
This is Dr. Mojgan Hodai, a world-renowned neurosurgeon and scientist at Toronto Western Hospital.
In the back of my mind, I'm a little nervous. I mean, listen, it's brain surgery, right? This is the real deal.
We need to target a very specific point in the brain.
One wrong move could have disastrous consequences.
We cannot be off target at all.
There we go. See you on the other side.
Over the next 5 hours, Dr. Mojgan Hodai will meticulously insert a small electrode inside Kirk's brain and position it next to the cells that are causing the tremors.
We need to reach a fine object deep into the brain. So this requires an accuracy, I don't play golf, but better than a hole-in-one, I think.
The electrode sends an electrical current. It's called deep brain stimulation.
By delivering a specific amount of stimulation all the time, we're interfering with the tremor networks.
And to find the area responsible, Kirk needs to stay awake the entire time.
Count from 20.
20.
We often look for the water in the bottle shaking as an indication of tremor. It's not shaking anymore.
The other end of the electrode gets connected to a device under Kirk's chest.
It's a pacemaker. So we're using a pacemaker that, rather than it pacing the heart, it paces and controls the firing of these deep cells inside the brain.
Omar Sachedina, CTV News.
Tomorrow, Kirk finds out whether the operation was successful.
London's top stories.
We have breaking news tonight out of Ottawa. The latest in the
Breaking news alerts.
I'm tracking an area of severe weather. It'll start.
And watch live.
A development now to a story from City Hall we brought you.
Download the CTV News app.
I'm Sherry Flick, host of Weekend Spotlight.
Saturday mornings, 8 a.m. And this Saturday, we're going to talk Dream Lottery with a patient ambassador, as well as London Health Sciences Foundation's John McFarland to find out where the money from the lottery goes. We will also get all the details on the local Remembrance Day ceremony coming up very soon. And guess where trips? Have you heard about them? They're so cool. We'll talk to the owner. That's this Saturday, 8 a.m.
Finally, a garage renovation on Vancouver Island took an unexpected turn when hundreds of stuffed animals were found hidden behind the walls. As Adam Swasey shows us, that strange discovery is inspiring real-life acts of kindness around the world.
We're ready for the big reveal.
As he prepared to remove this drywall, Connor Nisi was fearing for the worst.
I found some mold at one point.
Even uncovered rats once. But instead of rodents hiding,
there's just stuffed animals staring at me on the other side. You can't wrap your head around it. Like, this is weird.
But then his wife, Brianne Hinckley, pulled out her camera, and Connor pulled off another panel, and things got even weirder.
Stuffed animals. Can't make that up.
Instead of insulation, this couple found the entire wall, from floor to ceiling, stuffed with stuffies.
If I didn't have it on camera, you wouldn't believe it.
They don't know who did this or why, because they aren't in contact with the home's former owners. But they do know that when they posted the video for their few friends to see on social media, more than 5 million others saw it too.
Realized we had to do a little bit more about this. The internet wanted more.
So they posted another video showing the stuffies freed from the confines of the protective plastic and asked if anyone recognized one from their childhood.
And I said, oh my gosh, that looks exactly like my fluffy owl duck.
Angela McNellen replied that when she was little, she loved her fluffy ducky buddy so much, all the stuffing came out. And her mom threw it away.
So I was devastated as a kid, and I've always been searching for it.
So Connor and his wife agreed to mail not just one fluffy duck from BC to Ontario, but two, so Angela's daughters could have one each.
These mean something to someone, right? It's nostalgia.
So Connor's committed to get as many of these orphan animals adopted as possible.
Yeah, if you can make a difference, why not?
So far, he sent these few off to the US and UK, while Angela's duo of donated ducks just arrived today.
Honestly, it feels like the Canadian spirit to me. It's just spreading joy.
And after who knows how many years of being stuck insulating a wall, these animals are now set to fulfill their destiny of comforting kids. Adam Swasey, CTV News, Saanich.
That's our time tonight. For your latest local updates, you can always head to our website. Our next newscast is tonight after the football game. From all of us at CTV News London, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Good night.